We are typically taught that human health is a predictable equation, the sum of a fixed genetic lottery and our daily lifestyle choices. This model suggests that if we struggle with anxiety or metabolic dysfunction, the cause is either a flaw in our inherited DNA sequence or a failure in our personal habits. However, researchers have identified specific populations whose health profiles contradict both their DNA and their habits. These individuals exhibit severe physiological symptoms that their own life stories cannot explain. The data indicates these groups are biologically reacting to extreme environments, like famine or war, that they never personally lived through. These physiological traits align with the conditions faced by their grandparents. They are carrying a biological legacy that exists independently of their own actions. To find the source of this legacy, we look at the microscopic scale to see how an acquired experience bypasses the genetic code. Inside the cell, long strands of DNA wrap tightly around biological spools called chromatin. When a grandparent faced extreme starvation, their body did not mutate the base code of their DNA. The sequence remained untouched. Instead, the stress triggered the placement of microscopic chemical tags directly onto the chromatin. These tags act as volume knobs. They turn the expression of specific genes up or down in response to the environment without changing the underlying instructions. This mechanism leaves physical, molecular scars on our biology, marking the cells with the history of the ancestors' struggle. Under normal circumstances, biology follows a reset protocol. When DNA is passed to an embryo, acquired epigenetic tags are wiped clean to provide the offspring with a fresh start. However, tags forged by severe trauma can survive this erasing process. They remain attached to the chromatin during reproduction. These scars travel intact from grandparent, down to the parent, and ultimately to the grandchild. This generational jump means that ancestral history overrides the assumption that we begin our lives as biological blank slates. This inheritance is an evolutionary survival strategy. The body passes these tags down as a warning system to prepare future generations for similar hardships. If a grandparent survived a famine, their body tagged their genes to hoard calories with extreme efficiency. This calorie hoarding trait was meant as a gift of resilience, intended to ensure the grandchild could survive in a world where food is scarce. Today, that biological gift meets a modern supermarket. This is an evolutionary mismatch. Your body is continuously bracing for a famine that will never arrive because it is following the instructions left by an ancestor. In an environment of caloric abundance, this survival mechanism has become a metabolic burden. This same logic applies to neurological health. A grandparent's chronic anxiety or trauma creates a physiological echo in the descendant's nervous system. While the ancestor faced acute physical threats, the descendant lives in a world of non-lethal chronic stressors. The modern nervous system remains in a state of hypervigilance, reacting to the dangers of a previous century. These metabolic dysfunctions and neurological spikes are ancient survival mechanisms operating exactly as designed, but in an era where they are no longer required. Ancestral trauma is a physical reality. We carry the weight of our grandparents' history in ourselves, a permanent record of the environment they survived.